Welcome to a little mat Pilates. I'm Mary with Mighty Health, and I'm here to do some great stretching, breathing, and strengthening exercises with you today. So let's get started right away. For our setup, I have just a yoga mat, a thin mat. You can use a carpeted area, a towel, any type of gym mat that works for you. And then I also have a few pillows and towel that could sometimes come into use if flexibility is challenging. There's some stretches where it might help to have a towel. In fact, one that we're going to start off with in our warm-up today. If you want to grab those, get that. If not, you should be able to just use your mat. The pillows are modifications for hip mobility issues or maybe lower back. I'll give you points at the class where you can use those to elevate yourself to a more comfortable position to still be able to get the work out of the class and the benefit without any problems that way. So to get started, just find a comfortable position on your mat. We're going to start standing and we'll get down to the mat pretty soon. But feet are hip distance apart and parallel. Just take a big breath in. I'm outside today, so I'm breathing in all the great smells. And let that breath out. Again, breathe in, maybe feeling through your ribs as they expand. And contract. And again, expand, forgetting all your worries of the day. And contract. And then go ahead and reach your arms up high. You can clasp them together. If you'd like, you can use your towel so your arms can be a little bit more apart and more comfortable if that helps you. From here, we're going to stretch tall, keeping our shoulders pulled down, reaching but resisting through our shoulders. And then just take a deep inhale. And on the exhale, give a little stretch to one side and really feel your opposite foot anchor into the ground. I'm leaning towards my right, so I'm really pushing through my left foot. I'm getting a nice stretch along this side of my body. And back up to center, big breath in. And on the exhale, let's go the opposite way. I'm leaning left now, really pressing through my right foot, my opposite foot. And back up you go. And go ahead and lower your arms. We're going to do a few shoulder rolls, and then we'll do a roll down. So we'll start with our chin. It'll tuck into our chest, and we'll soften our knees. From here, you're going to round forward with your shoulders and really feel a nice stretch in your lower back. You can make your hands reach down along the way, all the way to hovering over the ground. If going all the way upside down is too much, just stand in front of a chair or a sofa and go halfway, using the side of that, the strong side of that piece of furniture. And back up you go. And one more time, inhale. And exhale, round. Feel the stretch through your shoulders. Soften the knees, and then really feel the stretch for your lower back. Draw your abs in, so you're holding your lower back with your abdominal muscles as you roll down. And exhale. Inhale, one more breath, and exhale as you roll back up. One vertebra at a time. So you're really drawing in with your abs to protect your lower back as you roll up and down. All right, let's get seated. I'm going to walk to the end of my mat, and I'm going to put one foot behind the other, arms for balance. I have a piece of furniture in front of me should I need it, and we're just going to try to lower using our leg muscles, keeping like we're balancing something on the crown of our head. Lowering down, you'll feel a nice thigh workout. And then you'll be seated and you get to rest. All right, from there, we're going to get into our abs. First, go ahead and lie back. Feel everything imprinting into the ground. Knees are bent, hip width apart. Arms are just at your sides and comfortable. From here, we're just going to practice extending through our spine, through our neck area. So you're going to lengthen and feel the crown of your head extend and reach. You'll make a tiny chin nod. Going to give yourself a double chin here just for a moment. It's all good though. And release it. Again, little chin nod. Feel your spine and your neck lengthen. and release. And now this time we're going to do that little nod and then start to peel our shoulders, reaching our hands along our body up from the ground. You're articulating your spine and back down. If it helps to do that from a supported position in your cervical spine, place a little towel rolled up or maybe a small pillow under your neck, and then you can feel the lengthen, and then when you lift, you'll have a little bit of a head start, a little bit of support. So that's what our upper body is doing. Now let's get those abs working because they're easier to find when we're on the ground. Go ahead and make a triangle with your thumb and your pointer finger, and then lay that triangle on your lower abs. Breathe in, and on the exhale, pull your abs in and up. The lower ab that's just inside of that little triangle you made. And release. Breathe in and exhale. Draw your abs towards your spine, and then also up, in and up. So that's your strong ab position. We're going to use that in combination with the head roll to do some hundreds. All right, arms go down. You can again start from that lifted position we talked about. Chin nod, round up, and start to just pump your arms. Feel your navel draw in and up like we just practiced as you inhale for 5 and exhale for 5. Again. Exhale. Maybe lifting one knee up, adding in the other. We're halfway there. These are called hundreds for a reason. Maybe you can extend your toes up towards the ceiling. Keep that breath in. 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe lowering if you want to really challenge those lower abs. 3 more reps. Exhale. Last 2. Exhale. Last 1. Give it all you got. And exhale. Now go ahead and draw your knees in and then relax your head and shoulders. Great job. Little stretch around and around with your knees. We go. Okay, roll ups. We're going to extend our feet long, hip distance apart, your lower abs engaging as you reach your arms straight above your body. Do that the head nod we've practiced already, and just roll up to your point of control and back. That's what a roll up looks from the bottom. If you're feeling strong, you can keep rolling all the way up to a seated position and rounding slightly over. Now, you can work on getting to that point by starting from the top of the movement and just rolling back to your point of control, using your core, having all the work come from your lower abs and back up and round over. So we lower to lift back up. We lower to lift back up. We lower, maybe we're ready to go all the way down to lift back up. And if you're almost there, but not quite, just need a little spot, I call it, little help, you can put a pillow, make sure you get it right where your lower back is so that you can lower and have a little bit of an angle to then help you come back up. Good, let's do 2 more of these. And roll up. And last one. And roll up and over. Great job. I'm going to remove that pillow. And then on the way down, you can always bend your knees. Grab on behind your legs. This is another way to spot yourself on the way down to help you gain that strength. Always okay to bend those knees and grab on back there. Okay, let's go ahead and try to do a roll up the reverse way. We're going to either start with bent knees just above our hips, or you can straighten them out. And you're going to try to bring your feet towards your shoulders and then lift up to your lower abs. For starting out, place your hands underneath your hips. This will give you a little bit of elevation. And you can practice that. Or you can start with a pillow underneath your hips. Same concept as before. Feet are up. Again, bent knees are fine, but just keep your knees a little bit open. You're going to round up and back you go. Main thing is to control the way up and control the way down. Here we go. Lifting and lowering. And for biggest challenge with straight legs, we lift and we lower. One vertebra at a time. So you're articulating down through that spine with each of these movements. All right, from here, one leg goes down, one leg stays extended, and we're going to make a giant circle around and reverse it, around and around and around. Switching legs, we circle. Again, straight leg is fine, bent leg is fine too. Reverse it. And that leg goes down. We're going to use that roll up a few times here. If you need a little help, bend those legs, grab behind, bring yourself up to a seated position, and feet are about hip width apart. We're going to round forward for our rounded, exhaling our breath, a spine stretch forward. Inhale back up. Really expand through the lungs when you sit back up. As you exhale, imagine you have a giant beach ball in front of your body. You're rounding over it and you're exhaling all of your breath. This feels really good after that work we just did. We're still engaging in our core. And inhale, fill your lungs right back up with air. Well, last one. Exhale, expanding, using up all your breath. Exhale, out, 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 wringing out your lungs. And inhale as you sit back up. Great job. From here, I'm going to go back down to the ground for a little bit more ab work before we move on to a hand and knee position. So from here, we're going to round up a little bit and try to grab onto one leg. From here, we're going to switch legs and switch and switch. You can do this with your head resting on the ground, or you can round everything up and float the legs. You can also do it with straight legs. Good, so feel those lower abs working. Feel everything in your lower back reaching into the ground. You can also elevate those hips with that pillow if you'd like. Good, now draw both knees in. We're gonna open both legs and around. Reach and around. Reach and around. Inhale, exhale. The longer you reach your legs, the more you extend them forward, the more challenge that will be for your abs. Last two. Last one. Now stay right there. We're going to go ahead and make a little mountain with our hands, opening our arms up wide. And from here, you're going to try to reach opposite elbow or try to reach opposite shoulder to knee. That way, we won't be doing this. We'll be keeping those elbows wide. Criss and cross. Exhale and exhale. Few more. And again. Last two. And you did it. Okay. Extend everything long through your fingertips and through your toes. A round of applause for everybody for making it through all those abs. Okay, I know that's challenging. Go ahead and round yourself up. Use it, maybe grabbing onto the back of the legs. And we're going to roll over to our bellies for a little bit of a stretch. I'm going to be in a prone position. Keep those feet hip width apart and parallel. If you can, you want to try to open up your hips and draw your feet together in a turnout position. From here, you're going to rest your forehead on the ground. And you're going to put your hands right beneath your shoulders. Now, if this is still a lot on that lower back, go ahead and take a pillow and tuck it right under your hip area where you can be sure to stay rounded, and it'll help you just keep the work right where you want it to be and out of that lower back. From here, we're going to lengthen. Imagine the top of your head lengthening like you're rolling a little marble on the ground with your nose and lifting up. Good. We did a lot of ab work just now. Resting back down. Again, lift up a little bit. You'll feel all the work in using the muscles in your lower back, squeezing through your seat. Lengthen and look up, extending your gaze, and back down. Last one. Lengthen and lift. So we're opening our shoulders and strengthening our upper back since we did all of that ab work. It's a nice counter exercise for it. And go ahead and sit back. If you have that pillow, remove it. Get a quick stretch in, feeling your abs pull away from your thighs as you stretch back into this position. And then right up to your hands and knees, we're going to do a little bit of work here. Okay, shoulder distance apart with my hands. Knees are directly beneath my hips. And from here, I'll move up so I can extend my leg, and you'll still be able to see me. I'm going to extend my leg behind me, and then I'm going to let it float off the ground, and then I'm going to bend my knee. My foot is flexed. From here, I'm going to feel if you can balance, feel your abs draw away from your hands. You're creating a little bit of a tuck position with your lower body, and then you're pressing your heel straight up towards the sky. Good. These are little movements. You can start out by lowering down and pressing back up, and lower down with control and press back up. Now, if you're leaning away towards the opposite side of your body, try to get yourself centered. You should even be able to raise that opposite hand and still feel balanced. That's a good gaze if your body's in the right position. And now just press at the top for 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and on 10, lower it down. Now we're going to open to the side to your highest point and back down. And again, open. Do a little balance check. Make sure you can float that opposite hand. And lift it. And open it. And lift it. And bring it back. And this time lift it. And just do tiny lifts back there. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. See if you can straighten that leg. You'll be at a slight angle. Now, that leg's going to feel quite heavy, but let's see if we can trace a line from as far up to your shoulder and then back down again. Your foot can skim the ground. You can even do it with a bent knee. Try to lift your foot as much as possible. You might even be able to float your leg up as you wrap it and back. Okay, now just stop it at your point of comfort. If it can be at an angle, that's no problem at all. And you're going to just lift it, extend it at that angle, balance check, and then just lift from there for 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and oh, that leg is getting heavy. Sit back on your heels. Stretch it out, kind of lean towards that one side that we've been working so hard. And then stretch forward. We're going to reach towards your, in a mermaid position. So bend both knees. If that mermaid is uncomfortable, sit up a little higher with a pillow underneath you. And then stretch the opposite way. And stretch towards that leg you just were. And stretch away from it. Okay, we're going to switch sides. Got one leg in, opposite leg has to join. We can't be walking cricket all day. So stay with me. We start on our hands and knees. And I use my right leg. I'm going to extend my opposite leg. You don't have to turn around. I'm just doing it so you can see me better. And from here, I'm going to just try to keep my hips even, flex my foot so it floats off the ground, and then bend my knee, and then press up an inch and down an inch. Make sure you can balance with that opposite hand, but also make sure you're using your lower abs right in that little triangle area that we were talking about at the beginning of class. That part of your abs pulls in and up, and that's actually what's initiating this movement. And now let's go full range, down, down. Press back up, and lower with control. And press back up. Again. And press. Last one here. Hold it at the top, just to 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and on 10, bring that leg down. Same thing, but open to the side to your point of control, and back in. And up, up, and down, down. Balance check. Make sure you can flow, take some weight out of that opposite arm. Equal balance between the left and the right side of the body. Last one, lifting up, up, lower, lower, and now lift that leg up, and little lifts, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, on 10. We're almost there. Extend that leg long. Your weight is going to be in the ground. Remember, we're going to try to trace a line and back down. See how high you can trace that line and how long you can make it. See if you can float that leg in the air and bring it back. Couple more. And back. Last one. Good. Now hold it to the point. Extend it out to the side and give it a little lift for 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and that is enough. Sit back on your heels and stretch to that opposite side. You'll know which one. There you go. Oh, it feels so good. Okay, let's try to do one last little position while we're up here. We'll extend one leg back, keeping our shoulders directly above our hands, and maybe extend your opposite leg back. Fine to lower your knees to the ground. You're still going to get lots of ab work. If you can, stay lifted just for 10, lengthening through the crown of your head for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and on 10. You can lower those knees down if you'd like, but what we're going to do is try to lower everything to the ground, nice and slow. And when you get there, you deserve a big rest. Place your hands beneath your forehead and just breathe for a moment, and then just lift up and down. Trying to lift your whole, this whole triangle off the ground. Your hands, your elbows, your forehead. Lift up and think lengthening through your lower half. And down. Last one. Lifting up and down. And now back for an even stretch. And how about some just final stretches? I'm going to do a slight straddle with my feet, and I'm going to really get my torso stretched out after all that side work we did. Seated nice and tall, arms are wide, and now rotate. You're going to go pinky to pinky and reach over towards that opposite foot. Imagine that beach ball holding up your abs and back you go. And back through center, opposite side, pinky to pinky, rounding, rounding. This is where we exhale our breath. And inhale as you sit back up. One more time each side. And round. And lift. And across. And round as you exhale. Inhale back up, feet together for a little pike stretch. Reaching up, hands to the sky. Feel a little reach with one hand back to center. Little reach with the other hand. And let your hands fold down towards your shins maybe. And let your elbows soften as you feel yourself round through your lower abs. Keeping the crown of your head. Your neck is just an extension of your spine. So keep a neutral head as you stretch forward. And big breath in. And exhale. Maybe stretch a little lower. And then place your hands on your thighs to roll yourself up. So a seated roll down. It's a great way to do a roll down. And how about just a little tilt to the head to the right? Back to center. Tilt it to the left. And draw your chin to your chest. Roll it around. And back the other way. And back to center. Great work, everyone, today. Thank you for joining me for some mat Pilates. If you have any questions, you can pop them in that chat. And I hope to see you back on your mat with me again soon, because there's so many different exercises that we can do to help us get stronger, get more flexible, just feel better in general as we work on that breath, the core, where everything stems from. So big fan of Pilates, and I hope you'll become one too. Thanks for joining me.